having problems. Hi.
We're back again.
I got a couple questions while I was, while I was talking, during the last video, so I think we're going to talk about them now. And I'm also going to let you talk about something that I didn't get a question about, but I'm going to give you the opportunity to talk about it on YouTube.
Oh,
and then you're going to do it live action in a couple weeks.
Wait, a live action?
Yes!
What?
I got a question asking me if I was bisexual. I'm not bisexual. I feel like you shouldn't call yourself something like that unless you know. Because a lot of people can be like bi-curious. And if you're bi-curious, then you're not bisexual. You're just curious. And so it's one of those things that you're just going to have to experiment with and have fun with it. Are you bisexual?
Nope.
The other question that I got was, what's it like going through an eating disorder? And I'm not going to go in depth with that right now because that's a little touchy and I don't want it to be really touchy right now. I just kind of want to talk about it. But I am considered eating disorder not otherwise specified because I don't meet the criteria for anorexia or bulimia or binge eating. So I'm kind of that weird mix of things, and it affects your health and it affects your stability and it affects your relationships with people. For me, it affected me being able to go to school, and it was just really hard for about 2 years there for me to get anything done, to do anything. And it also made it a lot easier for me to fall into these abusive relationships. That's why I've had multiple abusive relationships. And it's just very strange going through some of this stuff. But medically, it's very overwhelming. And I remember I was almost 16. I was still 15 at the time. It was about April. And I went into shock because I wasn't eating enough. So, I mean, it's very serious. And that's another thing that a lot of people think, that they're just looking for attention if you have an eating disorder. You're not. It's a problem. And if you know anyone that has an eating disorder or has ever had an eating disorder and is considered recovery, know that eating disorder never really completely goes away. There's always a chance that it might come back. So you're just going to have to be patient with them, especially if they're just now going into recovery. Because it's hard. It's just hard. That's all I can really say about it. What's it like for you knowing someone who has had an eating disorder? Personally, what is it like for you? I want a bystander opinion.
Well, I have one anyway. I binge eat. But
I'm gonna let you talk about your own. We're gonna transition back and forth. Now we'll talk about what it's like for me. So you go and then you go again.
Well, I don't know how to explain it. It's like one of those things where I don't want to see you like that.
Right.
And it's like, it hurts as a friend, basically, that you're not healthy.
Yeah. Alright, what's it like for you having an eating disorder? And if you don't really want to go into it like I didn't, you can just talk about factually what it's like.
Well, binge eating happens mostly when you're depressed.
Yeah.
Or sad.
Binge eating, by definition, means that you overeat, and you don't puke it back up. Bulimia is binge and purge, is the basic way you can really talk about it. Binge eating is just the binge part. Okay.
But then you'll feel bad about it in the end, which
Right.
sucks.
You can be a binge eater on a regular basis, or like she said, you can do it through depression, which sometimes it doesn't. You would be categorized as eating disorder, not otherwise specified. Depending on who you went to, just because it's a weird one.
I mean, I'm not really depressed or sad, but I don't know, sometimes I am sad over
Stupid stuff.
Yeah. Such as boys.
Yeah. Boys are stupid. No. But yeah, for me, it's you never want to see someone that you care about go through something difficult. No matter what it is, if it's if they have cancer, or if they are just depressed, or if they're bipolar, or if they have an eating disorder, whatever it is, whatever's going on, abusive relationships. It's hard watching them go through it, especially if it's something that you can't do anything about. Abusive relationships, depending on the circumstances, you can probably help them a little bit. Depression, depending on the circumstances, you can probably help a little bit. But with an eating disorder, you can't really do anything to help them. And it's really hard. That all you can do is just kind of be there. Especially for me, I'm fix it. I have to fix it. Everything has to be okay. And it's like, so it's very hard for me, as I'm sure it is for you. Son!
Whoa.
We suddenly have light on you guys.
It's hot.
I'm cold. Okay, that'd be the end of this video, I'm assuming. Unless you have something else you want to talk about.
Well, what's the other thing we were going to talk about?
That's it.
But I thought you had another question that you're going to throw me.
That was the question. She is going to be a guest speaker at my club, for those of you that didn't watch the other video. And one of the things she's going to talk about is what it's like to be the bystander. And I'm going to touch on it as well. But that was the question that I threw at you. So.
Well, what was the live action?
That is the live action. You're going to live action be at the club.
Oh.
She's a little silly.
Wait a minute. I'm going to videotape. Wait, what?
You're not videotape. Don't worry about it, people.